Hello, hello, hello. It is your girl V. Welcome to Sherri Tuesdays. And I have a special guest with me today, Miss Sherri Flanders-Duncan. Hey Queen, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good, 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 good. So a lot of you may not have heard of her before, but she is with Women of Dynamic Change. Y'all see that shirt? Can y'all see the shirt? Yeah, yeah. I need you to watch the shirt. Go and it's a cute shirt. So if you want one, she'll probably tell you later how you can get one. That's not my business, but I'm just telling you. Okay. All right. So Miss Sherri, you had a pretty good holiday and bringing in the new year? Everything's pretty good on that end.
Ooh, you want me to be honest with you with that?
Uh-oh, was it not that good?
You know what?
I mean,
Listen. I'm gonna say it like I'm thankful
okay.
to get through it and to see another Thanksgiving, Christmas, and to see the New Year's. It's very
Mhm.
that my family members are, but going through over the last couple of years, sometimes the holidays is a little bit of a touchy spot for me. You know what? I
Okay.
managed to get through it. Managed to. I got to give praise to God.
Okay,
Definitely.
well that's good. That's good. At
Yeah.
least you managed to get through it. Cause
Yeah.
and it's okay to be honest, because the holidays can be tough for a lot
Yes.
of people. So you are not alone when you're going through that issue. So, but you survived it. You made it through. It's a new year. Everyone's saying 2023 is me or something like that, and some people are saying something about Jordan. It's the Jordan year and all this other stuff. I don't know. I just know I'm here for the new year, and I'm excited to make it through one more day
Hmm.
at a time.
Right. One foot forward.
Yes, one day at a time, definitely.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Women of Dynamic Change. I mean, do you want to start from the beginning? Like, where did the title come from?
Oh, good question. So the title from my actually my husband business his business was called Dynamic Ways of Change, and so
Okay.
he was a mental health therapist helping men with substance abuse issues. So now, no longer here, Women of Change was formed Dynamic Ways of Change. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
that's
well, I guess we can say thank you, husband. I
yes,
guess
yes,
to give a little
definitely.
to give a little thank you for that that
Yes,
insight there. Okay,
yeah,
so what year was it created or established?
yeah. It was established last year. March. Established
Okay.
last year, March, approaching a 1 year mark, and it's a basically a nonprofit. And I say the mission is to help women walk in faith and
Mm-hmm.
find greatness. Um, going through what I've gone through over the last couple of years, I realized faith is what has carried me through. Okay,
Yes.
so knowing that God have and He was with me, has created the woman who you see today, and has been the biggest for women of dynamic. So that's what the organization is about. It's trying to build a community, are empowered and uplifted of knowledge and resources. So
Okay.
again, yeah. So that's creating.
Sorry, my little thing fell. Sorry. Probably
Oh
heard that
no.
noise. Sorry, guys, if y'all
Okay.
heard that little clap there, it's okay. Um, but so it started last year, but
Mm-hmm.
with it being a focus or mission on faith,
Yes.
did your faith start before last year?
Always, always had spiritual beliefs. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest, because just going back, I was a teenage mom, and through that, you definitely had to have faith. And I remember just, back then even asking God to help see me through to get to so that would be able to raise my daughter in the right way. As time goes, sometimes that is not as strong as it needs to be, and sometimes we lose sight.
Right.
But and has been, you know, 2 years, 2.5 years ago, which was really traumatic for me. I, understand that, my faith, getting back in tune with God, praying, was what was going to help carry, through this time, and which,
Through that time.
yeah, definitely has done so. Definitely.
So with your daughter,
Hmm.
how old is your daughter now?
My daughter is 26.
Woo, she's 20. Okay, she thinks she grown though, right?
She's grown. Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
She thinks grown.
She thinks she grown, right? Well, you remember back in the day when we thought we were a certain age, we grown and
Hmm.
our head gets all big, and our family
Exactly.
had to let us know, you're not grown yet. So,
Exactly.
well, that's good. That's good. So your life experience
Hmm.
has molded into women of dynamic change
Yes.
and being able to share your story with other women and being able to have faith. What do you feel is a struggle that happens at times when you're talking to other women?
One of the biggest struggle is getting women to see that this too.
Mm.
And when I say that, is sometimes when I encounter certain women, they've been much and disappointed, so that they can't see past whatever they're facing.
Ah, okay.
And so, yeah. So trying to get them that there is a rain at the end of the storm is, I think, one of the biggest challenges, especially when you've been hit so many by challenges in your life. So I think that's the biggest thing, and just to keep them motivated, to understand that again, this will pass.
This too will pass. Now, I want to apologize, guys, for my phone ringing.
No
I
problem.
usually the phone does not ring, and
Uh-huh.
sometimes I unplug it, and then I forget to plug it back up, and I get in trouble with that.
That's
So
okay. This is live. Anything can happen. It's
I know
live.
anything can happen. So I apologize for the phone ringing.
Okay.
So we'll just add it to the soundtrack. Those are claps.
Exactly. There
Yes,
you go. Right, wow.
thank you. So one. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry, my husband came in here to the rescue. See, my production team is working. Thank you, husband. I
Okay.
appreciate you.
Working behind the scenes.
Right. He's working behind the scenes. I appreciate that. Um, so with the issue of hope,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say that it's an issue, but a lot of people lose hope when you're going through so many different trials or tribulations or even relationships or just family dynamics, things that happen within our own little circle. How do you address that if a woman feels hopeless?
Okay. And believe me, I've encountered those situations. Um, I think one of
Mm,
the biggest things for me is, letting her know, really changes. Just getting her to understand taking it to God.
mm,
And you know, we can't change. We can't over. We gotta just. And that's something that you continuously have to drill. Its head that God will take. You just have to understand, is going to take care of it, and having that faith and just drilling that in your head, because I had to learn. A lot of times I, worry about things that I can't control, and so I lost focus. And so,
Mm.
you know, once I understood that I was in control, and I cast it all on him, life changed. And so, from my experience there with other women, that if you just believe, I know you may have lost, but if you trust and believe, and you really cares unto God, He will work wonders in your He will work magic life. And so, but we a lot of us we lose hope. There was a time hitting me all at once during over the years, and I'm like, Lord, he say, Lord, what's going on? And so many schools were coming my way, all and it'll make you, but you have to have a faith, a
Mm-hmm.
strong sense of to get through, to get through those. And so that's what women of dynamic change is, a reassure, to motivate, and to woman that look, it may look like this now, look like that always, just being is really going to help you. Affirmations is really going. That's one of the big things that I had to utilize. The loss of my husband, experiencing positive affirmations. I believe that just like brushing your teeth every day, when we on a norm, or we repeat it, leave it, and we
Mm-hmm.
just go to it. That's what we know. So if you affirm successful, you affirm that you are, it becomes repetitious, and you start to believe it. And so I think prayer, the affirmations, and definitely surrounding yourself around
Positive people. That makes a
positive people.
yes. That makes a big difference. Because if you surround yourself around people that are toxic and negative all the time, it can take a toll on you.
It will
It really
take a toll
can.
on you.
Mm-hmm.
It will take a toll on you. And I just encourage women to understand that if you have I call it this yourself from that particular person, that you can get in a better mind frame. Is nothing wrong with it. You don't apologize for it. I call it being pathetic, because you're trying to move light. You're trying to go in that positive. And so as long as you have that toxic energy, and you've already lost hope, and you've lost hope as well, encourage who?
Mm.
You know, there any encouragement. There won't be, any growth. I call it no growth. And so, when you're in that things seem dark, um, hope, you definitely have to be people who are going to uplift you and motivate you. Yeah.
Okay. Now I noticed you mentioned two things,
Yes.
and one of them I'm afraid to ask. I'll be truthful about that. But I'm going to ask the second question, and
Okay.
then I'll try to come back to the first one. Okay. So when you mention affirmations, what are some affirmations that you use? Do you use like a book system, where they're already printed, or do you use cards? Do you make up your own, or what type of affirmations do you use?
Actually, like I was a mental health therapist, and he made positive a part of his therapy. I utilize affirmations. I am the creator of my life. The universe will provide my heart's desires, thoughts. So, in memory of him, continue to utilize that. But now, I say in this new world, incorporating my own, affirmations, like I am successful. I am intelligent. So it's just a matter of finding, go in life, and focusing in, and then using an affirmation. Anyone can affirmation. I want to lose weight. Lose weight. I am going to be more. So it's just really, I think finding that where you want to be and there are books, definitely there are books out there with, you know, finding what affirmation good for you. But I always believe just creating, you know, tends to be a great because it holds personal. It's personal to you. Personal.
Right. It does. It does. And you can probably remember it better if you make it
Yes. Yes.
on your own. So that first
Correct.
one that you mentioned, say that, darn, I don't have a pencil this time. I usually have a pen right here so I can write stuff down. But say that first one
I
again.
am the creator of my life and experiences.
I like that. I am the creator of my life and experiences. I love
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Okay. I love that. It really just sits with you because your choices is what makes up your life. You know, we always have a choice, and I tell a lot of people this, and some people are like, no, I don't have a choice. I'm all out of options. I'm all out of choices. I'm like, no, you're not out of choices. You may not like the choices that are in front of you, but you do have choices. So
Correct.
you can pick one or the other and be able to work through that. But I like that. I am the creator. Okay,
My
let me stop
life
there.
and experiences.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really special. So with affirmations, you
Mm-hmm.
say them daily, or what do
Yes.
you recommend?
I say at least daily, and if you want to say it 2 to 3, go ahead. It's whatever works for. But for me, daily when I have my affirmations walk in my door so that everyone who comes in see positive
Oh,
the positive. So yeah, that's one of the places that I so walk in, you'll see those positives there. So
see those positive affirmations. I like that. So do you change it every day, I'm guessing, or you put
no,
one
I
for the
actually
week?
have one of them that my husband actually created.
Okay.
I have them. I come out and I put it so that everybody that walks in has to affirm positivity. I don't want
I love that.
any negative energy coming up in here.
Hmm.
So it's right there front. Stop. Listen. Only positive.
Right. Before you even get any further,
Yes, exactly.
oh, that's wonderful. Now, I do want to say for my people that are on Instagram, you can catch the rest of our discussion on Facebook or on YouTube or Twitter, or you can join on TikTok, whichever one. But for Instagram, you know, on my little phone over here that's about to die, you'll have to catch the rest of the conversation on the other platforms. So I just want to say that real quick before it cuts out on you. All right, thank you. Okay, so with the affirmations, someone had mentioned to me about um, when you walk into someone's house, and
Mm-hmm.
they say you can do it in your own house, but when you walk into someone's house, you say peace, and then the peace, like you're radiating the peace to the house, and then they say peace back. But if they don't say peace back, then you're supposed to receive that back. Have you ever heard of that before?
I have never that before.
Okay. Okay, because I just heard that recently.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember where I
Mm-hmm.
heard it from, but I was just like, okay, because and he said that it gives you, like, when you're walking into the presence of someone home, you never
Oh,
know
mm,
what's going on in their house,
right.
um, or what could be
Yeah.
something lurking. And so when you walk in, you just want it to be peace as you're walking in, or whatever that you're addressing or discussing.
Well,
Um,
I guess it's a little bit like how I have my positive affirmation door. I want everybody when they walk.
uh-oh, sorry. Wait a minute.
Okay,
Okay. Too many
it's
things
okay.
going on today. Sorry about that. Say that again. You said,
I guess that's like how I have my positive affirmations. I don't want anybody with their negative energy coming. So I have the positive affirmations. So when they walk in, they can affirm who they want to be and who they because I don't want any negative energy coming as well. So, but I've
right.
never heard that one. I know.
Okay.
Because that one up.
Yes. And next time I run across it, I'll send it to you. I'll
Oh,
send it to you
perfect. Perfect.
because when I thought about it, I was like, that is right. Because sometimes
Mm,
you can walk into certain family members' home, and
you
things
feel
are
that,
a little bit uneasy. Yeah.
the energy,
Yeah.
the real.
Mhm.
The energy of has been. I've been in the area or been around where the energy you could just feel the toxic energy. So I guess the same as if you go into someone's house whose energy is feeling, you feel it. So I
Right.
think energy is important. It is so important to, again, that's why I say just surrounding yourself around positive energy because it really is a feel.
It is. So when
Yeah.
can you explain what energy means? Because some people, you have all these things on social media and stuff, and people are like, oh, this influencer said this and all this, and so people don't necessarily feel like it's true.
Mhm.
So can you explain a little bit about energy and what all that means?
For me, and I'm just going to give you my definition. Energy
Okay.
is just, I believe it's someone's, I believe it's the way that carries themselves. Like I'll give you an example of myself because the love of God. You come in my presence, you'll feel that love. You'll feel that
Mhm.
source of energy because that's how I've been raised and that's how to teach myself to love it. And so I believe it's just and be spiritual too as well. I just believe that you feel and when you talk to that person, that energy comes across even more. It's just like when you come across someone good day and they're like, "What you want?" No, you can.
Mhm.
That energy there is toxic. So that if you have a positive, if you have energy, you'll feel that. Attitude will be, hey, how are you? A nice day. And so I just really believe that it comes across as how you feel for the day. What
Mm.
your beliefs are. What your beliefs are and who you are. I've been around people who I say I never forget. I spoke to a friend when I told her, and she wasn't having a good day. And when I picked up the phone, the energy to tell that she wasn't having a good day. Again, I believe it's the attitude. Is the attitude has a lot to do. And so to me, I guess that will be my mission is you know how someone thinks, how they're feeling that day, and what their beliefs are, because that all incorporates to who you are. And so
Mhm.
if that life is good, no matter if with an illness, your energy is still positive because you believe spiritually that God is through it. And you believe that no matter what, to be a good day because it's a day that God, has made. And so again, is that is what incorporates what enters.
Okay. I like that explanation. I like that. Now I hope you guys understood that. If not, rewind it back and let's do it again. But I think that because there's that song. I don't know the artist, so don't ask me that part. But I'm working on my energy or something like that. And
Mm,
I like that song. And I'm like, yeah, you have to really work on zoning
yeah,
in where you're really just focusing on like yourself.
yeah,
Sometimes we tend to lose ourselves in our life's journey where we're
yeah.
so caught up in raising kids or taking care of our husband or wives and jobs and all these other things and family that we tend to neglect ourselves. And then
And
we're like,
yeah, and that's where that toxic energy,
mm-hmm.
that the toxic energy can take place. And so I do this thing called take yourself. Um,
Wait, take yourself.
yeah, take yourself out Friday.
Oh, take yourself out Fridays. Okay. I
Yeah.
like that.
So what it's about is I believe self care is mental health. And when I was, and I'm still going through the grieving process, my suggested, Sherri, you need to take care of yourself. Taking care of myself, wasn't going to get
Mhm.
my anything for myself, and so I was losing was, and so now I do take yourself out Fridays, where I take myself out, and sometimes it doesn't necessarily. I'm going to a restaurant. Sometimes I'm just sitting in the yard, sipping on a glass of wine, a book, or journaling. But what it is self care, and it's that time back to yourself. It's that one
Mhm.
hour because again, like you said, we 40 hours plus our job. Uh, we give to kids, we give to our our significant other, we give to our friends. We're always giving, especially
Yes.
as women. We're always giving. So when do we find ourselves? And so I created Take Yourself Out Friday. Um, so that whoever men as well understand the importance of having that alone, having
Mm.
that alone, where it's just you becoming one you. Many times I felt right by myself. I'll be at a restaurant, whatever I want on the menu, and just that is my time to woo saw. I tell my oldest daughter, I said, come watch your baby brother. This is mommy's time. This is mommy's time because it's a part of self care. You can't pour, cup. You won't be able to pour into the cups, and then that's when that toxic energy comes burnt out.
Oh,
You're
that's a
so
good thing.
yeah, you're so burnt out because giving to everybody. You're giving on an empty cup.
Right. And I like how you said pouring from an empty cup. Like
Mm-hmm.
nothing's coming out of there.
Yeah, nothing.
So even though you're trying, nothing's coming out
Right.
of there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take that time for you to
Yeah.
replenish. If we don't get
Mm-hmm.
enough sleep, you can become delirious.
Mm.
You know, you can have all kinds of issues. And some
Yes.
people say, "Oh, I can function on 3 hours of sleep." No, you can't. Not for so long.
Right.
Your body starts to catch up to that, and so you have to be able to get the rest that you need and do some self care. I had a thought that came to mind when you said just go out and do something by yourself. Do you? Well, I know you don't have any problems doing it, but have you ever been to the movies by yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
that
Okay.
that actually was my time doing Take Yourself. I,
Okay.
I went to I went to these. It was one of those cinema couch that lays the recliners, lays back, and they have food. Myself to the movies, and wonderful time.
That's good.
Wonderful. Have anybody on the side of me asking me, "Girl, they said, girl, did you see that?"
Right.
I didn't have to worry about that. Any of that. So it's perfect. It was perfect. And so, an experience I enjoyed, being by myself. And to me, I know a lot of people, oh girl, how you so, it's I love it. Everybody try it at least once.
At least once.
At least
That, and At
once.
least once. That's
Mm,
why I tell. That's why I tell everybody. They said, "No, I feel strange.
mm,
I don't." And they don't even want. I know. I know some people that don't even want to go out to eat by themselves
mm.
because they say, "Well, who will I talk to? Do you have to talk to somebody? I mean, if you just need to talk to somebody, then just call somebody on the phone. But then again, while you're wherever that you are eating, there's probably somebody that you can talk to. Talk to
Right.
them. You know,
Exactly.
I mean, I'm easy to talk to anybody, so but some people are like, oh no,
Yeah.
that makes me feel uncomfortable. But you do have to step outside of your comfort
Mm,
zone.
mm.
You have to step outside of your comfort zone because if we stay within our little box, how are we going to ever grow? And to be truthful, at times we grow outside of our box. Now I'm a plant person. Do you have plants in your house?
Honey, they all dead.
You sound like my sister. My sister said the same thing, girl. Don't bring a plant over here, they're gonna all die. Don't even
All dead.
all
All dead.
dead.
They don't survive.
Okay, well, what I'm trying to say with the plants is that,
Yeah, okay.
usually when you buy a plant
Uh-huh.
and that plant continues to grow, the
Mm,
roots get too, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they get too big and they can't grow anymore.
okay.
And so when they can't grow anymore, then the plant's leaves and things start to turn
Mm-hmm.
brown because they can't expand. So once you
Mm,
take that plant out of that little pot that it came in and put it in a bigger pot, it's like, oh, here we go. I can
right.
breathe now, right? I was a little dramatic there, but still. So I always kind of relate that to thinking out of getting out of your comfort zone because
Mm,
right now we just want to be in this little, I don't want to do this. I'm nervous what
yeah,
people are going to say or what they're going to think. Instead of you just going out to have lunch by yourself, do something for you.
right. Definitely.
So
I call it playing it safe. Playing it
yes.
safe will never the next level, I believe. Yeah.
Hmm.
Playing
Playing
it
it
safe. Yeah.
playing
Playing
it safe will take you to the next level. I like that.
yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, you have to step outside that box. The things like I explained, my husband was a mental health therapist here. That was one of the biggest things he wanted for anyone that came into his circle out of their box. And at the time, I couldn't see it. I was like, babe, listen, you making me. I'm just gonna sit back and be the housewife, not do anything extra. And I'm just gonna, take advantage of what you're doing. And once he left, then I realized the lesson that he was trying to teach Sherri. You always have to continue. Don't be afraid of
Hmm.
growth. Don't be afraid of growth. Chance. And so that biggest lessons that I've really over the last couple of years is just stepping outside of that box and outside of that pot.
Yeah, stepping outside because it allows you to see bigger and brighter things. Just imagine if you didn't step outside of. I'm not saying you're in a box, but step outside of. Hey, I'm creating women
Mm,
of dynamic change, and
right.
then look at you now. You're empowering women to focus on faith, and
Yeah.
then also finding greatness. So I think that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Um, this may be a touchy subject,
Mm-hmm.
but your husband has been brought up several times, and kudos to him. Do you want to share what has taken place? Because you mentioned that he's no longer.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's okay. So my husband, I actually met back school with, and at the university, and back in 2000, and started out as just friends together, and it came a little bit more than just that. We spent the last 20 years of our lives together, raising our two daughters, and God eventually blessed us with a son a couple of years ago in 2019. Unfortunately, COVID came and stole a lot. It stole my husband. He passed
Okay.
away from COVID. And yes, it was before the vaccination because that's always get. Well, did he get the vaccination? No, he didn't get the
Oh,
vaccination because the
they
vaccine was not
they shouldn't even
available
ask
at
you
that
that
time.
question. Oh my
Yes,
God.
yes, people do. What I learned, people sometimes will ask questions, and it's the way that it
Right.
is. This is how all the how it. And so, unfortunately, yes, he before there were any vaccinations, and that actually it affected both my son, all three of us. And it's just unfortunate that my husband wasn't able. So it's been a big loss, and so like I said, he was a mental health therapist helping so many substance abuse issues, and so he carried the baton while he was here, and so now that he's no longer here, and the baton, and I'm running with it as fast
Mhm.
as fast as I can to continue to help and men as well. Whoever that's what this organization is about. So carrying that torch that my husband. So
And his legacy continues.
yes, yes,
His legacy continues in several ways, with your family, with the organization, with the affirmations that you have posted in your home. Um, that's just really wonderful. That's just
yes,
really wonderful. I'm sorry that your husband is no longer with us, but I know that his spirit lives,
definitely.
and I'm quite sure he's proud of you for
I
what
hope
you're
so.
doing.
I hope so. He was one of my biggest critics. And I understand that trying to prepare me for this life,
Mhm. Mhm.
this new life. But yeah, with that being said, yeah, I'm proud.
Well, good, good. So, with Women of Dynamic Change, it's an organization.
Hmm.
Now, is it only based in? Because you're in Florida.
Yes,
Okay, I'm
yes.
in case people didn't know, she's in Miami, Florida. So, is it only based in Florida, or is it more of a virtual type of organization where anyone can join? Or tell us a little bit
Well,
about
right
that.
now it's only based in Florida, but works miracles, and so the future hopes for women of dynamic change, worldwide. Um,
Okay.
because I serve a God that can perform all kind of miracles. Right now, but for
Mm-hmm.
right now, based in Miami. But it's called Real Talk for Real, which is on my platform. Women Change. You can come on and join woman, any man really, and we talk about this every month. Um, we are doing once a month events. Actually, one that we're doing for women of dynamic change this month is brunch in teal skirts, where we all the assignment is to bring our vision board and talk about what our vision this year. So that is the assignment. But for right now, it is fully, but it is on Instagram. You can find me at Women of Dynamic Change on Instagram. And if virtually, if you're part of it, hey, you're more than welcome in. But for right now, again, it's based in Miami. But said I serve a powerful, so just look out. Come into the
Right.
city near you. Come into near
I like
you.
how you
Okay.
said that. Yes. We're going to speak it into the atmosphere.
Let's put it out there. Put
Yes,
it
name
out
it,
there.
name it, and claim it.
That's right. That's what I say.
So with the real life,
Real
real talk for
talk for
real
real
life.
life.
Okay. So and that's open up to women, but you said men can come if they
Yeah, you can join. You
want
can
to.
join in. Anybody can join in, and that's the whole purpose of that show. People to understand differences in life. We've talked about any far as estate planning, life
Mhm.
insurance, mental, positive affirmations. We've talked journey as a widowed woman, and so is really for anyone who wants to learn and get in. It really is geared to what I do have a lot of male viewers that, again, during this process option. So it's only right for me to knowledge. And we've had speakers come on as well, and share things and their expertise in certain topics. And
Okay.
that's real talk for real life.
Real talk for real life.
Yeah,
I like that. I like
yeah.
that. Now there was an event that you had I'm trying to
Mm.
remember because that's how I'm saying I discovered you, but
Okay.
that's how I I ran up on your flyer. I'm trying to remember which was
We've
it
done
real in
was
December?
in these. Okay, so December, the rodeo hats. Did you see us with the hats? Or
No,
um,
hold on, let me see. It was
okay.
let me hold on. I'm almost there. Camila Cross, you had a
Oh
special.
yes, the real talk. Yes, Camilla Cross. She's a licensed clinical. So that was an awesome, awesome, awesome show. She came in and provided her expertise so much that day. And then we talked about mental health because with the situation that happened, which yeah, it was only for us to talk about mental health and the importance of
Okay.
normalizing mental
Right.
health. I think we've had this stigma in the Black and Brown community, really, that if you get therapy or you see a therapist, that something is wrong with you. Well, I've had many of sessions, so if that's the case, something is wrong with me, but better. And still to this day, and still to this day, I'm still seeking therapy. The importance of having her on the show again to understand the importance of mental health and how it's needed in order for you
Hmm.
to move the grieving process, in order for you to move forward whenever you experience a loss. And it's okay to say I need. It's okay. It's
Uh,
okay to say I need.
I like that. It is definitely okay to say I need help because sometimes we do not want to ask for help. We don't even want to reach out for help because we're ashamed. And you shouldn't be ashamed.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mental health therapist myself, but I always say there's nothing wrong with talking, there's nothing wrong with therapy, and we have to change our mindset with thinking that because some people say, oh, I'm going to see a shrink. Like, stop using those words, stop using those terms because society feeds that to us through what we see on the news and the TV and the movies, and so we think, oh, well, if I go and do this, then they're going to think something is wrong, and there's nothing wrong. When
Right.
you're developing a rapport with a therapist, you're just having a relationship, so that way she or he can help you deal with whatever issues that you need to address. So there's
Mm,
nothing wrong.
nothing. And that again, I've utilized sources to get through the grieving process. Utilizing my mental health therapist has definitely been, uh, already. I wouldn't be, who we today without her. It's given me different strategies on how to deal with
Hmm.
the process. There was a time all the way because remember when you lose, you're losing that, and at the time when my son was 1 year, he was 1 year. He had just turned one, and I had to carry all of that, taking care of the bills, taking care of the house, taking life issues, and so it was just so much for me to carry that. Yeah, it just it was a heavy load, and so that mental health sessions and learning tools with the grief, learning to with that that pressure, that all of that. I wouldn't say baggage, but dealing with all that came along with losing my husband, things around for me, and so people just if you need help, never feel afraid to ask for it, afraid or think to the stigma. It's no such thing because I'm telling you, it will turn your life around. It will turn your life around for the
Definitely.
better, for the better,
Definitely. It
for the
would
better.
it definitely will. It definitely will. Now I want to throw this in here since we're talking about this. I'm just gonna throw it in there. So
Okay.
there's this new it's not new, but it's been out for the last 8 months almost. But the national 988 number. So
Mm-hmm.
now you don't have to try to remember the 1-800 number, but you can just dial 988 from your cell phone, your landline if you still have one, and it will connect you to someone that you can talk to, even if you just need to, vent about something. So I just want to throw that out there.
Thank
All right. So what is in store for 2023 for women of dynamic change? I know we're doing wonderful things because we're finding greatness, but what else is in store? I know
you.
you have
Yeah,
something up.
yeah. What's in store is continue with educating, providing knowledge, continue network, and the biggest hopes is to spread this love in other cities. That's what 2023 want to be about, and just building here first of all in Miami, a community where women come in and they're able to give back for coming in after them. Same women can provide the knowledge and provide services. We have women that are nurse practitioners, who are entrepreneurs, and so models are who we need to be able to show that woman who may know what direction she's going in her career, how to move forward. And so 2023 is about dynamic change, just making powerful moves. Again, hopefully, we can another city before the end of the year. Just and just empowering everyone into this organization. 23 is about and spreading the love, spreading the God, spreading the word of God, and conduct our monthly events, letting as more and more women become a or the organization, and with our real talk for real life. Every month could be a different subject. Next month we'll be talking to Charlene and Robert Hodges. They'll be sharing on what makes their relationship grow.
Ooh.
Yes, since it's the month of February, and so that's what it's giving back, sharing it, and so I believe that's what makes us so special. It's each one teach one, each one teach
Each one teach
one. Yeah.
one. I love
Mm-hmm.
that. So, one last time, where can
Yes.
they find you on social media?
Okay. So on social media, you're able to find us on Instagram at Women of Dynamic Change, and also on book at Women of Dynamic Change. So those are
Okay.
the platforms that you can find us.
Okay, and on either platform, you can send her a message. If you need to reach out to her, ask her any questions or anything of that nature, and she'll respond back. So, I encourage everyone, all of my Share the Tea followers, even if you're listening on the podcast, go and support, follow her journey and her mission. And if you are in Miami, Florida, I've never been to Miami, Florida before, but I know it's beautiful. So if you are in Miami, make sure you support women of dynamic change. I'm quite sure there are some women and even men that would need some help in regards to just being renewed. I'm just going
Yeah.
to say renewed.
Yes.
Um, so definitely reach out. Well, I do appreciate you, Miss Sherry, coming on. It's
Thank
been a wonderful discussion.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative. Wonderful time, and praying only good things for you and
Oh,
Tuesdays.
thank you. Thank you. Yes, and we'll definitely be praying for each other. And for everyone that was able to join on TikTok, don't forget to go and follow her as well. So before I go any further, let me just remind you guys of where can you tune in to listen to Share the Tea Tuesdays, and also on my social media with Share the Tea with V. Follow me on all social media platforms, and remember. Be intentional, be insightful, and be impactful in everything that you do. And until I talk to you next week, stay blessed. Bye, guys. Uh oh. Wait, I done messed up. Hold on. Let me do my outro music. Sorry, y'all.